Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. Today is April 19th, and this is episode 62. Yay! I may not be quite as peppy as I usually am. Just found out my surgery is going to be delayed, so it's kind of messed with my mind a little bit. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to what we were talking about. This is a podcast about knitting, spinning, dyeing of yarn, sometimes even selling things or egg giveaways and all kinds of things. And it comes from Lima, Ohio. I want to welcome everybody who is just tuning into the show for the first time. And I want to welcome back everybody who's watched it already. I love you all. Big hugs. And you guys are the reason why I do this. I think of all my friends that I've made through this podcast, and I was very tempted not to put one out this week. Like I said, I've had things playing with my mind. And then I thought, oh, wait. If I don't put one out, I won't hear from those who comment every week on the podcast. And this week, I could use thoughts and prayers and comments. So anyways, let's get on with, I'm sorry, this is kind of like a feel sorry for me day. I'm sorry. Let's get on with what is on my needles. And I thought this was going to be a finished object. So close. So this is my Milkweed. This is the left sleeve, and I've got the yarn tangled up in the needle. And I am on the decreases at the top of the sleeve. See if I can get this pulled out here, if my thumbs work right. Anyways, we'll do one side. And so I've done all the increases, and I'm still doing cable work as I'm decreasing. And I worked on this last night till I just had to put it down. I just needed some blind knitting to do for a little bit without a pattern. And I thought, oh, gee, I'm going to let my people down on my podcast. But that's okay. I'm not going to guarantee for next week that I'll have this done, but I'm going to closer if not finished. At the very least, it will be, hopefully the sleeve will be finished and I'll have it blocked, so I can stitch it together. Who knows? Maybe I'll have it finished. But for those of you who don't know, this is the Milkweed pattern by Carol Sunday. This is the way it will look when it is finished. Hopefully. In purple. It is a paid for pattern. I think it was either $7.50 or $8.50. But it's made out of Ella Rae Classic Heathers, and I love it. But like I said, it almost breaks my heart that I'm so close that I'm not finished. But that's okay. I have something to look forward to for next week. Okay, the next thing. I'm going to have to lean over once in a while because my things are on the floor beside me. My annual temperature afghan. I am up to date. As you can see, this is the latest row that I've been doing. And it is so long that I can't even put the whole thing on camera. I've been having fun with this. This is a nice project to start my day of knitting with every day. I sit back on my little bouncy ball and I do one zigzag, which this was yesterday's. Oh, I'm sorry, this would have been the day before because I do yesterday's today. Started a new row. So, anyways, this is the 10-stitch zigzag by Frankie Brown. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I think all their patterns are free. If you wish, you can give a donation, I think. Anyways, and this is from KnitPicks Wool of the Andes Sports Yarn. And the temperature graph that I got, I wanted to show you this. This is actually my daughter's, but this is what it looks like if you, you can request it as a tab on your pages, or you can have it downloaded as a PDF. Now, if you're doing the daily knit along temperature, it's not handy to have it on PDF because you have to download it every day. I just keep a tab open for it. And after I put my information in, they give me a chart like this with a little temperature bar for each day. Now, you can follow the colors that they suggest, or you could do your own, which is what I did over here. And I did mine every 10 degrees with a color change, and theirs is a little different. Like, they go less than 0, 1 to 21 degrees, Fahrenheit, 22 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 33 to 43, 44 to 53, 54 to 66, 67 to 78, 78 to 88, 89 to 99, and then 100. So some of them are 10 degrees apart, and some of them are more. And like I said, it's Fahrenheit. So if you use Celsius, it would be different. But like I said, this is my daughter's chart, and so when you go to WeatherGan and you put your country, your zip code, and the dates you want it from, they will send you this, and I just had my husband print it because it's easier than, especially for my daughters, because hers isn't the current year, hers is from 1983 to 1984. So anyways, that's what it looks like. If you go to weathergan.com and you put that information in, they give you this chart. Now, to go along with this, I might as well take this time to talk about the annual temperature craft along I have going on. Anybody who wants to do any craft related to the annual or the daily temperature change, and it wouldn't have to be from this year. It could be like my daughter's, where I'm going back to 1983 to show her first year. Or it could be this year. You have from January 2017 to January 5th of 2018 to, work on your project. I have been trying to put updates into my Ravelry page called Annual Temperature Craft Along, I think is what it's called. And that's all you'd have to do. I haven't had anybody put anything in. If you're not interested in this at all, let me know. I'll take this craft along away. I'll just work on my own and show you each week how far I've gotten. If you are interested, please let me know, because no sense in having a craft along if nobody's going to enter it. I can go on to another craft along instead. So just let me know. I'm open to suggestions. Always. Always. And I realize that many of you are making your own things for your own family or whatever. That's okay. That's okay. I will show you my daughter's annual temperature afghan. This is made out of KnitPicks Swish DK on the size 4 needle. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have finished row 4. I think I have this upside down. Yes, because I've just started row 5. So, yay. I've got one square done, and I just cast this other one on yesterday when I decided I was finished. But look at how this is, let's see, this is the coldest day of the year she was born, and I remember that day clearly. It was Christmas Eve. We went down to my family, which was a 4-hour drive, with a baby who was 6 weeks old. And it was, with wind chill, 65 degrees below 0. But my sister was staying with us, and she really wanted to go home to see her family, be with her family on Christmas. So we bundled up our little one, put blankets all around her, and wouldn't you know it, halfway there, she has to have a diaper change. And I couldn't do it with the door closed because we were packed full. We had presents and everything. I had to open the door and change my baby's diaper and, keep her as warm as I could. And it was just, that was the coldest day of the year that she was born. And I only needed to make 1 square of it, but I needed that color yarn for it. That's okay, though. I'll use the rest of it when I make the border or whatever. Or I'll make baby hats out of it. Something. Anyway, so that one's all cut up today. This is from the memory blanket pattern on Ravelry. And it is also a free pattern. Yay. Okay, what's next on my list? Oh, I feel bad. My friend Jayne, I did get to work on her sock a wee little bit, but not a whole lot. You can kind of see the pattern there, but not real clear. So, anyways, this is my Jayne sock. Out of my Jayne yarn, which I have one more skein left, if anybody is interested. Oh, by the way, on the Ravelry page, there is a list with pictures of all the yarns I have available. If you are interested, you can PM me, and you don't have to go to the Etsy store that way, and I will tell you how much it is with shipping. The skeins themselves are like $20, and I charge $3 shipping to cover it. So it'd be a total of $23. And they're all fingering weight yarn right now. So anyways, if you're interested, just let me know. I know, I'm putting all kinds of things out of order here. Then I have the plain sock that I'm not happy with. No, I'm okay with the sock because it's just a knitted sock. I don't care for the yarn. So this is that one. I have the other one finished. Probably have just a little bit first before I start the heel on this. And this will be going to somebody at the soup kitchen or the men's shelter. So let's see. Oh, I do have my secret, super secret patterns that I'm test knitting, but I'm too far along in them. So if I show them to you, you would see the pattern. So I'm not going to show them to you this week. I apologize. I am sorry, but hey, this is the next chemo cap. I'm trying something here because I'm not sure how it's going to work. Because this is a fingering weight yarn. So I'm just going to see how it is. It's it's made out of Tofutsies, which is from the Southwest Trading Company. And I will read what it says about it. It's a 50% superwash wool, 25% soy silk fibers, 22.5% cotton, and 2.5% chitin. It doesn't have a color name on it, just a dye lot. But it is from Southwest Trading Company. I got this when I used to pattern test for them. They always paid me in yarn, which was perfect. Except it helped enable my stash. Okay, so that is it for what's on my needle. I did not finish anything this week. I thought my Milkweed sweater was going to be on there, but it's not. So there's always next week. So this might be last week was a long one compared to what I've normally been doing, and this one might end up being a shorter one. Some of the things that have been making me happy this week, Skype. Whenever I hear the little Skypes, ding, 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 you know, I always start singing, "It's my California family, they are calling me on Skype." And my 1-year-old grandson will turn around and look at me while I'm singing. Otherwise, he's too busy hiding things and walking around or eating fruit or something like that. But my granddaughter has been so super excited. I know she feels the trip coming up closer. My daughter said she got herself all dressed one evening, and I think she had she has many little purses that she plays with. And she goes, "We have to drive to Grandmom's so we can get there before dark." Now, being that they're in California and I'm in Ohio, you know, my granddaughter has a wonderful imagination. But her mom told her, "Well, it would take us days to get there for driving, but we're going to end up taking an airplane trip." So she was happy, but she really wanted to talk to her other grandmother. Then she wanted to talk to me. And so we had a wonderful time just talking. I think that was Easter. So it was a good Easter day. Oh, I didn't put down the other thing that made me happy is my son and his girlfriend came to visit. And we had a nice visit, a nice little sit-down supper. Nothing fancy. I made vegetable soup. We had a ham and, you know, I put a loaf of bread in the oven. So, wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. I hope everybody out there has had a good Easter weekend too. Okay, the other thing that makes me happy, puffy packages from the mailman. I should have another one coming, but not from Woolbotsy. I got one from Woolbotsy, and I had my roving in it, but you've seen their other roving. Ah, beautiful, soft. I love spinning it. But then I asked them if they could send me some of this. And they did. And I'm going to make a beautiful, beautiful shawl out of it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hanks of it. So I'm going to ball it up and make myself a wonderful shawl. So when I see a red plastic package, I know it's from Scotland, and I know it's from Woolbotsy, and my heart just sings a song. Just talking about it has made me in a happier spirit. I need to look at my yarn whenever, maybe roll in it whenever I'm not feeling in a great mood. I will try to get some pictures of my blooming trees because I have fruit trees that are blooming. And if you're interested in seeing them, I'll put them at the end of the podcast so that you can see what else has been making me happy. I went out yesterday and I looked at my cherry tree is gorgeous. My transparent apple tree is gorgeous. My other apple tree is beautiful. My peach tree, I don't know if it'll still have blooms on it or not because it was blooming last week, so I'm not sure. But still, I'm going to have peaches this year. My pear tree hasn't bloomed yet, but I don't know I don't know if it blooms later. I haven't seen my neighbors bloom, so anyways, I'm trying to keep my glasses out of the glare because I have 2 little lights right in the middle of my eyes. Anyways, and our little pecan tree out front, it's not blooming yet, but it's still young. I told my husband, I don't think it's going to bloom for a couple of years yet, but he's hoping. So let's see. That my strawberries aren't, my husband's going to work up the plot of garden that they grow in and move them. Right now they're in pots, but they're not doing anything. I think that's it. I have daffodils and things like that that are blooming, but oh, my redbud tree out front. Oh, beautiful. The flowers are so beautiful this year. If we get a frost while they're blooming, I'm going to be heartbroken because it's been so gorgeous. Anyway, so that's been making me happy. And even though I haven't taken advantage of it, the other thing that makes me happy is KnitPicks is having 20% off of their loft yarn. And books, all their books are 40% off. So there's a link in my show notes. If you're interested in shopping there, I get pennies off. I get pennies back for any purchase. And like I keep saying, that's going to go to help pay for gifts or shipping or whatever. So anyways, there is a link in there. So I'm going to affiliate with them, and I'm going to affiliate with Amazon. It works the same way. Usually Amazon are just my books that I'm reading. I don't have a whole lot of other things that I've got through Amazon or that are available through Amazon. But speaking of which, I might as well go on with what I've been reading, watching, and listening to. And I had a hard time watching my Critical Role this week. For some reason, when I clicked the link, all that I got was a black screen. So they were showing a rebroadcast of it this weekend, and so I came in on the second half of it. So I had to text my daughter, what happened in the first half? I really need to know. So anyways, it's just a fun fantasy game that I love watching. Now, as far as books, I finished 4 books this week. And one of them was A Joy-Filled Life. And let me see if I can bring it up, because I don't want to, oh, that's the wrong one. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Oh, that's right. So the Joy-Filled Life is all about Mo Anderson. You may or may not know her. She started off as a music teacher, and she has grown to be over this large company. And she's always been an encourager. She's never really saw herself as a leader over many people. But through faith, she was able to make herself, stretch to fill the roles that God saw for her. So anyways, it was an interesting read. And if you're interested in seeing other people's encouragement and seeing how faith has gotten them to the place they are, I would say it's a good book. I actually got it through NetGalley and Greenleaf book group. If you go to my book review, there is a link on the bottom that says this book can be found here. Or you can go to my show notes and there will be a link where the book is. So anyways, that's A Joy-Filled Life, which I read. And then, for fun, and this is not a Christian book, but it's a fun book by Jill Mansell. It's called Good at Games. And I loved it. I love anything she writes. Like I said, it's not a Christian book, but it is a fun book about marriage, or not marriage, romance. And I must say the one thing I didn't like about it was it had a tendency to jump from one character's viewpoint to another rather quick. And I did have a hard time sometimes keeping straight who I was following. But otherwise, this book made me smile. So I love this book. If you love just fun little books with a little bit of romance in them, I'd highly recommend it. It did make me smile, but I'd read other books by Jill Mansell, so I knew I would like it. And then there was a book, it was okay. It was the third book of a series. And sometimes I can read books like that, and I don't need the backstories of anybody. Wasn't really the case with this one. I did put a nice little description in it. And it was fun and an easy read, but I would like to read the other ones. You can read this one and stay up with it, but I think the character development happened more in the first two books. I like Rachel Hollis, who wrote this book, and that's why I put it there. Plus, I like Lake Union Publishing. It's just not this book. It was okay. And I did give it a higher rating than I probably should have, but it was okay. Then I read a book. I am so much... if there's ever a book about British royalty or whatever, I have to read it. And this one, Very Like a Queen, took place during the times of King Henry VIII. And it was about a girl who knew that if she courted, or she got into the role of being courted by King Henry VIII, she did not want to marry him because she'd seen what happened to some of his previous wives. But she did know that if she courted him, if he courted her, she would be protected in court life. She also had Thomas Cromwell to be a protector of her, which was fine until he got beheaded. And then she met somebody who was French, a French aristocrat, and she really wanted to be with him. So it was a story all about this lady who really wanted the court life, but she was aware of what could happen by living this life. I love this book, but then I love books that are about British royalty. So anyways, this also is a Lake Union Publishing book, and I got it from NetGalley, but it was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I did put a link on my book review. I'll have to change that so that you can, if you want to read my book review, on my show notes I have links under book review if you want to read the review, but under the title you can actually go to Amazon and get that book. And if you do that, then I get the couple pennies to help me out with things. So I think that's it for what I've been reading, writing, and listening to. I've been listening to a book, but when I finish it, I'll put a review up here. Okay, so let me talk about my Crafting for Children or Babies craft along I have going. It runs from April 1st to May 31st. I had somebody enter the most beautiful little toddler socks today. It could be knit, crocheted, woven, sewed, dyed, whatever, as long as it's for a child or a baby. It could not have been started before April 1st, and you will have until May 31st to finish it. I made it a little bit longer because I know some people like to do baby blankets and things, and they can take a little bit longer at times. Just like the temperature afghan, it can be poly dipped. You can put it here, you can put it in another one, as long as it follows the rules. I mean, if Cece's having knit along or craft along that one of your projects would fit into, go ahead, put it in hers. Put it in, as long as it follows rules. The prizes, as of right now, will be a skein of NapiersKnits hand-dyed yarn and possibly a pattern from Ravelry if I get more than 10 people enter, or if 10 items are entered. Let's see. And the winner's always by a random number generator. Okay, so when you complete an item, whether it's this or if you want to put your progress you've made on your temperature afghan, just put it in a post under the Ravelry thread for the correct one with a photo of your item. And if you have a pattern name, you might want to put it there so we can link to it. For both of these craft alongs, you have to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. The threads will be locked on the morning of June 1st for the children and babies, January 5th for the temperature one, and I draw the winners on that day, and they are announced on the podcast for the following Wednesday. For any and all giveaways, prizes, competitions, knit-alongs, whatever that we host, the winners have 2 weeks from the date of the announcement to contact me and claim their prize. It will be, if they do not respond within 2 weeks, the prize will be forfeited, and it will I'm having trouble speaking. And the prize would be put away for another giveaway. Okay, so I think that's it for this week. Like I said, I'll try to put pictures of my blooming trees at the end of this. Otherwise, I think that's it. Not as long as last week. A little bit longer than normal. I apologize. I want to thank you guys all for watching. And I want to thank those who have been praying for me. Please continue. This neck is really causing a lot of pain, and it causes my hands to shake, which, if I'm knitting, can be an issue sometimes. But anyways, I hope you all have a great week of crafting, whatever it may be. I hope you have little or no mistakes. Really, no mistakes would be perfect, but I know they happen. Hopefully they're correctable. Love you guys. Big, big hugs to everybody. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.